Barbara, how does that? How do you perceive that? Your lifestyle of worship for you as a busy mum, as someone who loves to worship God and sing and play guitar.
Well, I really love to just be able to shut the door and have some peace and quiet and just spend some time with God, and they're really precious moments. But I feel that really, like you were saying, your whole life is part of your worship, and we need to be living the way that Jesus says that we should live, and then that really is all of peace with our worship times. You know, if we're living the way of love and forgiveness.
It's a total lifestyle, isn't it?
It
Doesn't matter if whether you're a mother, housewife, accountant, doesn't matter what it is. That worship life can be. I mean, there's no reason why an accountant can't be there just doing all these numbers, and more of you just hits him in the office. Can you imagine him floating there to his director and saying, "Give me a pen and paper."
I've got a song coming on.
Petra, that's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
Yes, that's very Middle Eastern, isn't it?
Actually, the full name is Petronilla.
Petronilla.
But,
Dutch. Is that Dutch?
I'm not too sure, actually. It was given to me by a Roman Catholic nun, because I grew up in a Catholic mission, and she gave me the name. And so, you know, it's easier to sort of call me Petra, because Petronilla is a bit long-winded, I think.
And do you write songs yourself?
I do. I do. I write songs.
Do you have a similar experience to what Rachel did with more of you?
Yes, I find that my songs come mainly after I've received a revelation or understanding of a particular biblical truth. And you know,
the word of God inspires.
It inspires my writing, definitely. Yes, yeah.
Because there are believers that think that you read the Bible once, and you don't have to read it again. I mean, it's not that sort of book, is it? It's a book that just increases in revelation as you get to know Him, to get to know Jesus. I mean, marriage is like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really know our husbands and wives when we say "I do." It takes a long time.
It's a growing relationship. Right.
What I'd be interested to know is when the three of you get together, do you, in those rare moments when the children are asleep, or you're not picking them up from school or something, what do you do together as God's obviously raising you up in your local church? What do you do together when you come to worship together and form that musical chemistry which you obviously have? What happens there for you?
We've always prayed, don't we? Yeah. We always begin with prayer, and give our time to the Lord. And then often we just go into like spontaneous worship, really. And God just really meets with us. You know, we've had some amazing times. It's nearly always in the kitchen.
Tell
I don't know why.
Tell me a kitchen story, a worship kitchen story. Are you ready, Tim? We are now going to hear from the Harmonic Mums a worship kitchen story. Okay, who's going to hit that off?
Well, it has to be your kitchen, I think. Petra and I were in her kitchen, and we'd had a worship time, and we were just going with the Lord, and all of a sudden she went straight over backwards and was just filled with the Spirit and laughing, and I stood there and I was just and I was the opposite. I was crying because the Lord was meeting with us in sort of different ways, but it was incredible. I wasn't there on that occasion. No, but you had your own, didn't you?
So the soap suds went flying, the dishes all over the floor.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Was it a hard floor? Like, did it hurt? No.
Slightly hard. It didn't hurt. But what I'd like to say about that experience that we had was that we really felt that we were, in the throne room, that the presence of God was there, and we really felt that God did something to our hearts. We felt, first of all, we were repenting, weren't we? A bit like Isaiah, in Isaiah chapter 6, when he saw God, he said, "Woe is me,"
I'm a really cool prophet.
That's right.
Then he went, "Oh, I've seen the Lord. Woe is me. I'm undone."
So, that was the feeling we had. And then afterwards, we felt, God was communicating purpose into our lives, really telling us that there was an open door that we had to walk through, and we feel that our singing is what He's called us to do, and that He's opening doors that, for us to walk through.
That's fantastic.
With it.
Of course, it's Easter weekend now, And we're talking about the resurrection of Jesus. Now, if anyone walked through an open door, Jesus did, didn't he? Yeah. And the angel came down and rolled away this huge stone. And it's an awesome story. And Jesus was resurrected from the dead. And that's what we're celebrating over the Easter period. And it's the same thing, isn't it? When you have Christ in you, he resurrects you, doesn't he? He resurrects your life. And he gives you a gift. And all these beautiful ladies have just such a wonderful gift. And God's now starting to open doors for them.